Hey, hello. I'm watching as people are joining.
I see that.
All right, well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining another Grow Nebraska webinar. Today's topic is reach customers online with Google, of course, with Maria Elena Duron. So pop a hello in the chat, and as always, feel free to pop any questions in the chat as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started so I don't take up too much time. As always, a huge shout out to Center for Rule of Affairs for being a sponsor of the Grow Nebraska Foundation. We greatly appreciate the partnership that we have with them, so be sure to visit cfra.org for more information about what they can do for you and your business. Our featured sponsor for the month of September is United Methodist Foundation, so we greatly appreciate the opportunity to have their support and for them to be a sponsor of the Grow Nebraska Foundation. Our featured member for the month of September is Small Town Famous, and they joined Grow Nebraska in 2018, so going on about 5 years of working with them. I was just telling Maria, we actually just wrapped up our Nebraska State Fair booth, and they had a bunch of volleyball t-shirts and football t-shirts, and a lot of people loved them. And they do have their own location in Hastings, Nebraska, and they're actually revamping the Woolbach building in Hastings as well. So they're going to have like a 3-level shopping center. So be sure to follow them on social media and check out their retail store as well. And then, of course, this week's presenter is Maria Duron, and we're so happy to have her back. And as always, thank you, Maria, for being here today to feed us some more knowledge. We love it.
Thank you, Zoe. All right, I'm going to just make sure because I saw Zoe cat out for a minute. Let me go ahead and share my screen here so we can get started. Everybody find that chat box because I do customize every session that I do for the people in the room. And the only way I can do that is if you use that chat box. So hello, Slim, welcome. Tanya, hello. I owe you like an email like a month ago, right? Don't I, Tanya? So I know we've got to get together on it and I haven't forgotten you. You have been on my mind every day. Now I've just got to take action, right? So hello, welcome. Hello, everybody. All right, find that chat box because that is where we can customize everything here. This is your time. So I do want to address things that you need to have an answer to or that you would like to know further about how to apply because knowledge is not powerful until it's applied. So truly today, this time you're drinking in the knowledge, it's also how you can apply it. What are the 1 or 2 things? Really frame that and think, what are you going to put in that will either enhance what you're doing, lift that bottom line, get you closer to the goal because we're getting into Q4. We're going to get started in Q4 sooner, really soon. And as we do that, what are you going to do to finish out the year really achieving and working towards achieving your goals? Okay, so let's take a good strong look at that. I am going to bring up the presentation here, and if you want a copy of today's slides in the handout, you can find it there right away. You can use the QR code or go to bit.ly/Maria Coaches. It will take you to an actual Google Drive where you can download the handout right now. You can also download the actual slides that I'm using here today because I do edit and adjust and customize the slides for anybody who's in the room. And then you will also see a link to get a copy of the replay as soon as it is finished recording, and that will be the end of today. So take a look at that, and that way you can have the handouts or the slides if you want to follow along. A lot of people like to use that as a checklist, and find that chat box that's below. You can also enable closed captions there if you need to. I want to say a special shout out to Grow Nebraska and congratulations on a successful state fair. I'm excited that it went well, and I loved hearing the stories from Zoe, and I'm grateful to be here. So feel free. I love to help out Grow Nebraska, and I've been doing that for quite a few years now, and will continue to, and looking forward to seeing everybody in Marketech. So we are going to talk today about reaching customers online. Now, I am going to be covering quite a bit, and there's a little even more details here that won't be in the slides that I will go to live sharing my actual desktop. And the reason that I'm doing that is because, we've got search generative experiences now. So understand AI, artificial intelligence, is powering a lot of search now. How many of you, let me know in the chat box, if you've used Google Bard, ChatGPT, 3.5 or 4, Claude, Write Sonic, any of the AI, Midjourney, a Diagram, if you've used any of that, Explore 11 Labs, Perplexity. So see if you've used any of those. So you've used AI, Chat GPT, understood. Snapchat AI, wonderful. All right, Mike, Tanya, I'll show you a little glimpse into that. Sadly, Chat GPT is my best friend. I know it's my coach. So I've actually taught my Chat GPT. I've had it study the styles of Steve Jobs, Stephen Covey, who is just the guru of time management. And then also Elon, because I just got to have that little sparky edge, and then also Ryan Reynolds. And it actually has studied those 4 styles. And I've had my Chat GPT, gosh, we're a little under a year for me. And it's trained to ask questions, to teach, to think, and to debate in those tones. So I really, really love that. And it's loving teaching Google Bard, because ChatGPT is kind of like my preteen and Google Bard is my toddler. So it's still learning things and it teaches that. So we'll talk a little bit about that, just because there's search generative experiences and Google is powering things by actual AI. Google Gemini is behind there, and Google Bard behind search now. And you'll even see on your Google business profile, which is how you can control your information on Google search and maps, that you now have Google Bard attached that can actually write your description for you. So that's pretty cool that you can do that. We are going to be talking about reaching those customers online. So why I'm talking about AI is not just because it's new and flashy, it's also because it is core to Google search now, and that will just grow as we go through SGE, search generative experiences. I'm going to love it here. Absolutely. It's so cool to train it. It just learns so much, and I'm enjoying seeing it train Google Bard. So if you need anything Google, you'll see the URL right there, the hashtag. If you're tweeting or posting, feel free to use that, because I'd love to give Grow Nebraska some love on socials and retweet and repost you, as well as use some visibility. You'll see the first handle is me on Twitter or X, and the second is me on Instagram. Get Found, Got Growth. You can find me there. All right, everybody, let's dive on in. How do you find things, right? How do you find things? Well, 94% of us still go to Google first. That's the #1 search engine in the world. The #2 search engine in the world is YouTube. So YouTube's also owned by Google. And as small businesses, it's important for us to know how to use these tools to reach customers online, because that is where they go when they want to know, go, do, or buy. Now, if you're Gen Z, 43% of you will go to Google still. The remainder, so the bulk, go to TikTok search. But here's the reality of everything. And I'm just going to lay this number out here because I think the numbers speak. And that is that 1 billion people watch TikToks every day. So that's daily, 1 billion people. But YouTube, and this isn't YouTube long form, because you've all gone there when you need a how-to or a quick learning in a DIY, do it yourself, but just YouTube shorts get 50 billion people viewing it every single day. 50 billion to 1 billion. So is Google still the big dog? Yes. Is it still important for us to know how that operates and show our business? We do, if we want to survive. So people do go there when they want to know, go, do, or buy. I had ChatGPT write the entire paragraph. Yes, absolutely. I love doing that. I do like to customize it, Mike, and give the brand voice. So bring in the brand voice a little bit more and humanize it. And the only reason I'm saying that is, while it's my personal preference right now with the brands that I work with, understand that one of the things coming out with Google Gemini and search generative experiences, so that's Google search using AI, is that there will be a watermark that they are looking at putting on all of that. So we want to customize and humanize everything, just even a little snippet to make sure it sounds like us, right? It does have to reflect human behavior, but it can nail it. I'm just amazed. I learn so much from my AI every single day, and I am teaching it so much as well. So I love that people still go, even local businesses, whether you're Main Street America or not, you still go to look, because whether you're buying online or you're going to get out and go down Main Street, you want to know what the local businesses are near you. You absolutely want to know if somebody has inventory in stock or whether or not you can pick up and what are those hours of operation. So we'll talk today about how Google search works. That's why I did start with AI, because that's so important. Search generative experience is critical. Excuse me, to the way we format our search now. So do understand when I say search generative experience, that is Google search. That is the new format of Google search. And understand it gives favor to video and to photos first. So if you're uploading video and photos, now why could that be? TikTok having a lion's share of the Gen Z's eyes, right? Of course, Google also wants to capture and to be able to show things in a way that people like to see information, which is video and photos. So we'll talk about how you can reach customers also with search engine optimization. It is not dead, everybody. Just to be aware, I was in a meeting yesterday and I heard the CEO say of that business say, well, SEO is dead. I said, no, it's not. It has actually evolved. And you do have to take into account AI, Google Gemini, Bing Chat GPT, and all of the different searches now that do look strictly at AI. So keep all of that in mind. It's the way search engine or SEO works now. We'll talk about how you can create a business profile. How many of you have a Google business profile? Let me know in that chat box. I'd like to know how much time to spend on that and what parts of it. Is it everything from the basics, or do I need to cover what AI has been added or the different features now available? I'll talk just a smidgen, just really a smidgen about online advertising, because that's paid. And unless you use all the free tools and you've got everything right in understanding who your target audience is and your message, what is it that you provide to them, then you'll waste a lot of time, because all advertising does is amplify what you're doing. And if you are only confused and it's hard for people to figure out whether or not that message is for them, then all you're going to do is promote confusion. And we don't have time, energy, and money for that, right? I know I need to work on getting one for my business. Yes, if you need to get one, we'll talk about some of the things you can do, Tanya, so you don't get into any bad practices, okay? Great, Slim, you as well. And then I always end with recap and resources. So understand that everything that I'm talking about is 100% free. Even though I will talk a little bit about online advertising, I'll talk about some of the free places you can use it, or the free parts of it and functions you can use from it. And that I won't go into detail, because we have a whole other session about the basics and learning the basics of Google Ads. So let's talk about how search works, right? It's really important. So when we start a search, we either do it right here, we do it in the URL or the address bar, or we just say, hey, Google, hey, Alexa. Now, I may have actually enacted some of your Alexas or your Fire Sticks, just so you know, your Amazon Homes. I mean, I might have actually just made that, or Google Homes, I might have actually enacted or engaged that since I said that. But, you know, it's how people search. We don't just search in words that we type in, we actually speak full sentences. And we do know in search that the answers come back as text ad at the very front. Sometimes at the very top, you'll see photos, and those are Google shopping ads. You do have to pay for those. And then organic search results, okay? And we can just scroll and scroll and scroll, looking through those organic search results. But you'll see also your business profile hangs out there. Look at all that prime real estate on laptop and desktop that shows up. And then in Google Maps, you have that same kind of real estate that you do not have to pay for, 100% free. And understand that if people do not know you exist, they cannot do business with you. So visibility is critical. And Google is not the World Wide Web. Contrary to popular belief, it is the biggest library of the World Wide Web. And my question to you is, have you entered your online presence, your website, into Google's library? Because a lot of people just publish things online and they hope that Googlebot will find them. And Googlebot is excellent, but sometimes it can take 90 days. And when you're a small business, cash flow is king. You can't wait 90 days to be visible. When you're ready to launch, you were probably ready to launch yesterday. And now you need to be able to start getting business visibility, inquiries, leads, whatever the goal is of your website, you need it to work from the day you publish it. And knowing that, why wouldn't you enter your things in the library? Because it's 100% free to do. But a lot of people will just post and then hope. And while hope is wonderful to have, it is a very poor strategy. So as we look here, Then it helps with ranking, and that will help then the search engine see that you exist and confirm and make the search engine feel confident that you're a solid business with good information. Now, the reason Google is the #1 search engine in the world is because the information it delivers to somebody when they're searching is correct. How can it make sure it's correct? Well, it gets it from small businesses like yourself, but it also confirms through several Google tools. So an unknown practice that many people overlook, they just simply look for the silver bullet and they don't look at the basics, which is what will trip you up. And that is they don't connect all their Google tools together, which means if you have a Google business profile, now you connect Google Analytics, which measures and tells you how people consume information on your site, what matters to them. Google Search Console, that's the door to the library. Google Merchant Center, if you have actual physical products. YouTube, because YouTube is also a part of Google. It's visual and video search. And then also anything else, Google Sites, Google Ads, anything that you have, are you connecting all of those? Because every connection is a ping to the algorithm, letting Google know, letting the algorithm, the search algorithm, I tried to say that too fast, search algorithm specifically know that you're a real business and your information is correct. And when the search engine is confident that your information is correct and valuable to people searching, it will now show you up higher organically in search. So as we see this, search results have a lot to do with how the search engine sees you and the confidence it has in you. And that all comes from SEO, search engine optimization. Is your website visible? Is it accessible and user-friendly to everyone, even if they are non-sighted? Does it work for them? Does it connect for your customers? Excuse me. That's important for you to know. And do you follow all of the basic practices? Understand, excuse me, let me take a quick drink of water. Excuse me. I live in rural West Texas, everyone, so it is dusty as heck. We haven't rained in a long time. So as we look here in the bottom left-hand corner, there's an SEO starter guide. I encourage you to go to that link and find it. Remember, if you need a copy of today's slides, let me drop that in the chat box because the handout is there as well. And it is https://Maria Coaches. Okay, that should take you straight to the folder that has today's slides as well as the handout for you to follow along. That way you don't have to screenshot or take furious notes trying to put all of these URLs together that you need to go visit. So the importance of SEO is you must publish great content, just like Mike was talking about he was able to get great content from ChatGPT. I love AI. It's wonderful for that. How many of you have used Claude? I love Claude, by the way, if you need long form, because ChatGPT will limit to 12,000 characters. Bard is more accurate because it uses Google real-time search. Even if you have ChatGPT 4 with web plugins, so it's searching the web constantly. Ooh, tripping that up today. So constantly, even if you have that searching constantly, understand that Google Bard has and relies and lies into Google search. So it gets all of that information right from Google. But you also have Claude, which can actually go up to 75,000 characters. So if you have a long blog post, or let's say a helpful guide you want to put together, that might be tough to do in ChatGPT, but you can do it in Claude, and both are free, by the way. Claude 2 is free. You can also use page titles and descriptions. Find out with Google Bard, what are people searching for in real time right now? What are the keywords that they're using around your business? You can go to Google Bard. You can go to Google Trends. How many of you have used Google Trends? Let me know in the chat box, because I'm happy to show you how that free tool can help you understand what people are searching for you with, what words, or also your competitors. And then also you need to be organized. It needs to be a good experience for somebody that comes to your website and for Google to be able to find information. If you throw everything out there and your homepage is just a hot mess, then it's tough for a person as well as Google to find information, which means they'll go on to the next site. not giving you a whole lot of strength and value to show up higher in search. So what Google Trends is, thank you, Slim. I wanted to make sure you saw this then. If you go to g.co/trends, you can actually use this free tool and decide, I just want to look at Kearney, Nebraska, or maybe Lincoln, or maybe the entire state of Nebraska. Maybe you want to look at the entire United States to see what we're searching for right now around your industry, around your service, around your topic, or maybe around your competitor, and see what words people are using and phrases. And maybe, just maybe, you can use some of those words and get some of those eyeballs looking your way when they didn't even know you existed. So when you see this, you can truly see in real time what people are actively searching. This to me is a big deal, because people don't and are always trying to figure out what to post, right? They don't know what to post, and they're trying to figure out what is important to people. And it takes a tremendous, I agree, Tanya, it takes a tremendous amount of time, energy, and money to get people who are paying attention over here to look over here, right? If we can meet them here and align with, hey, what is it? Slim, what's your business? I'd love to know a little bit more about your business. Like if you're with Grow Nebraska, and let's say people are looking for, they're just wondering, it's the season and we're starting to switch over to pumpkin spice. What is everything pumpkin spice that I can get? And if they, you might see that. And let's say that I am Black Bottom Biscotti, right? And I'm Black Bottom Biscotti, and I say, you know what? I want to know what people are looking for. And I see pumpkin spice. Now, am I going to say, if pumpkin spice is at the top of your search list, you can find my biscotti, my new pumpkin spice that's here for a limited time only, okay? So you are, or literally, not familiar or literally. I'm not sure what literally. I missed the first part, Slim. If you could just give me a little bit more context, that would help me, okay? But it is a great place. You can also look for trends. Let's say you're new in this business and you want to know what the trends are for your area, for the state, as people search. Or maybe it's just to find out, what are you going to do a video on? What is it that matters to people? So I'll do a demo for you on this. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. If they'll play with me, you can see tell me a little bit more about rhetoric. No worries. Let me bring this up and see if this will play friendly with me. Let's see. Sometimes it doesn't. All right. Ooh, that wasn't friendly. How about this? There we go. Let's get that out of the way. All right, let's make this bigger because I'm broadcasting. And I'm going to, let's see, Tanya, I'm going to say, I want to go to Google Trends, Trends. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for pumpkin spice. You want to tell me a little bit more about your business in the chat box? We can search it as well. So pumpkin spice, man, it's on the rise right now. Understand this is search just for the past day. If I look for the past 90 days or the past 4 hours, I have an idea of what to post. And now I can reach people because I am there where their eyeballs are. It's called fish where the fish are mentality. So if I look at United States and then I look at Nebraska, I can see Omaha is looking for that pumpkin spice right now, right? They want to know if Starbucks has pumpkin spice. When you see breakout, that means that is what people are flooding to right now in search and they're looking for. But Google Ads hasn't picked up that it's a popular term yet. So it means that you can go get some ads right now and pay pennies on the dollar for it because it's not recognized yet. So breakouts are really what you're looking for if you're doing ads, right? But of course, if you're doing content that you're posting, putting on socials or on your site, you can use this as well. Coffee roasting. All right, so coffee roasting. Let's talk about coffee roasting. I'm going to put that right next to, actually, no, let me take this off and I will remove it. Hold on. There we go. And I will put coffee roasting. All right, so in the past 90 days, it's really in Denver more than Nebraska. People are talking about coffee roasting, but let's go to the entire United States. And people are talking about coffee roasting. Montana seems to be the state with that are chatting about it the most. and they're looking at different kinds of roasting companies, which means Royal Roasting Medford. So they're looking for coffee roasting classes. People have an interest in having it and doing it themselves. So there is this interest here. So if we see coffee roasting method has been increased in search by 250%. Let's see. Okay, let's go here. We can see a little bit more. We can see, let's see, more topics too. Coffee, actual roasting, brewing. You can look at this topic as well. Some reason it might be because I'm broadcasting. It's not. You can click on these and usually see more terms. It's just not behaving right now. And I think it might be because it's also reading my broadcast. But let's double check just in case. So I would love for you to see it. Yeah, it's not. Okay, well, it's having a moment, not to worry. Let me go ahead and go back to, whoops, before I make you space out. Let's go back here. So you see that also when you are looking for something in Google, let me give you a little quick tip too. If you're looking for something, and let's say I'm looking for coffee roasting, so I'm going to bring this up first before I space you out, before I make that switch. I'm going to go ahead and bring that bigger. There we go. And let me bring you so you can see this. All right, so if I search coffee roasting, so this is a regular Google search, then what you can also see is if you look down here, you can see this. All of these highlighted in buttons, in gray buttons, are also the top trending searches right now. So that's a little inside marketer's tip that you can see that. See how that is someplace you can go without you having to go pay for a keyword program. You can utilize Google Trends and you can utilize this as well. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and go back to, oops. Let's see. There we go. And close that out so I can see past the screen, and let's go into showing more from the slide deck, because you can look at trends. You can also look and see what people are searching for in web search or on just YouTube search. You also, for SEO purposes, want to look and make sure that your site is loading fast. It needs to load, everybody, just so you know. The last time you guys saw me may have been that I said it was about 4.2 seconds. It's actually 1.8 seconds for e-commerce sites and 1.2 seconds for regular sites on a mobile, because 84% of us go here first before anything else. We don't ever go to a desktop. So it's important for you to keep that in mind when you're building your site. Understand it has to look nice on all browsers and devices, and it doesn't matter how much you do in search engine optimization. Any SEO will not work no matter what you pay if it is not mobile friendly. And it doesn't have the HTTPS. The S at the end means that it's a secure site. So you need a secure site or Google will penalize you and not show you high in search, the same with it being mobile friendly. So when I say mobile friendly, how fast does it load? This is the site where you can test whether or not your site is fast and loads that fast. It will also let you know what slows it down. This is 100% free from Google. You can also go into Google Search Console. How many of you have ever used this? This is the door to the library where you enter your actual site. So you don't have to hope that Google bot and Google search will find you. You can make sure that you know the information that's there, and you can control whether or not this is seen compared to that. You can actually give it a good map of your website. So giving you a good table of giving it a good table of contents, and then it knows exactly what pages on your site matter and that you want to have public facing. So this is important also because, for example, let me show you what it looks like. I'm going to bring up another happens as I get so many of these open and I start burying things. All right, so let me throw this up here and make it bigger before I get you into that strange wave. All right, let me go ahead and go to desktop. All right, This is Google Search Console, what it looks like from the back end. Now, what's nice about it is organically too. So on top of how your site is actually performing with ads organically, you can see people's behavior and see which pages mean the most, because we can guess, but our gut instinct might have gotten us here, but it's not going to get us to the next level, right? As we look at this, what is it that matters to people now? So this team actually did a very focused dive and went to Google Trends as well as into search to see what people were searching for their business. And they started to align all of their blog content towards certain keywords that they really are speaking in their brand, in their niche. And yes, Mike, they used a lot of ChatGPT, Right Sonic, and Claude to do this. So I will tell you that right from the very beginning. And it was very critical in teaching all of those AIs to utilize those keywords. So let's go ahead and see the difference that's made in 16 months, shall we? All right, give that a moment to load. Look at what happened to them in 16 months. When they started doing this in February 15 of this year, now see what organically is growing. Therefore, their ads now cost less. When you connect Google Search Console with Google Ads and it's confirming all these Google tools are letting Google know that you really are a good, viable business, it's also teaching that, hey, people like this stuff. And so Google wants to present it more because it's finding that it's valuable to people who are searching. What's even better is, look, they can now see the pages that are performing best. How many clicks, how many impressions? Don't you know that they are doing a whole deep dive, a blog post about each of these 15 breeds, because that's one of their most popular. But then also when they have here, puppy schedule, now they start posting about puppy schedules or how to keep things smelling fresh. They put their deodorizer out there, and they actually have a pop-up now showing up on this page because it's been so popular. So you understand how you can make better business decisions when you've got these good analytics and how you can reach more customers who are ready to buy from you. And even though I am using the word buy, just so that you know, even though I'm using that word, it is a success action on your website that they're taking. So that could be that they drop off their information, find and watch your video, read your blog post, that they fill out a contact form, download a PDF, however it is that you deem success to happen on your site, what action they need to take. That is what I call a buy or a conversion action. You can learn more here at g.co/search console on how to use Google's library. But this next slide will show you exactly how to get that started. So what is an impression? Oh, great question. So Slim, an impression is how many times people have seen that page. So when you have 100,000 impressions, that's how many times people have viewed. So an impression is a view, but a click. So there's a difference. I might look at something, but I also could look at something like this, Slim. I'm just looking. Doesn't mean anything to me because I'm looking to see what matters to me in my feed, right? So it could be that. But if I click on it, now that is very intentional, that there is purpose there. I have done something to show that this is of interest to me, or I would like to know more. And you can even now drill down and segment people who do that within your site. So it's really a great way for you to know your customer and know their wants and needs. And it is on us. It's our job to be experts on our customers. And the good thing is, the small businesses, we're so nimble and we're usually so close to our customers that we don't have to have a committee or to come up with a survey. We can just go ask them and find out what matters to them, right? So how you can create your business profile. You're welcome. You're welcome, Slim. I'm glad it was helpful to you. Ask those questions. That's what the chat box is for, and it's here for the people in the room. So create your business profile. If you don't have one, this is for free, your Google business profile. It comes free with any personal Gmail or personal Google account. So if you don't have Gmail, not to worry. You do not have to switch over to Gmail. You'll just get a personal Google account. You'll go to google.com/accounts. There's an S at the end of that. So ACCOUNTS, and you will start a free Google account using your email that you have now and create a password. And like any other password protected site online, that's how you'll access it. Once you have a free personal Gmail or free Google account, so for those of you with Gmail, you have it already. If you go to google.com/business and refresh that, it will see your credentials. It will bring you in to be able to set up a Google business profile. So on your Google business profile, once you set one up and you verify it, so you must verify you're the business owner in order to make changes. Of course, Google wants to know that they're dealing with the actual business owner, not the competitor. And now you are, when you're in search, this is what it looks like. You can add your business information and understand that just this week, Google Business Profile added Google Bard. So if you don't know what to write your description about, not to worry, go to Google Bard. It's right there as you're setting it up. It's right in a little click there when you're setting up your business profile, and it'll write your description for you. You can now add photos and videos, up to 30-second videos. So if you think about what are you doing on TikTok and Instagram Reels and Stories, and even Pinterest video, Pinterest TV that you could repurpose here. All you would need to do for TikTok is just remove the watermark, and there are a lot of free tools to do that. But now you can upload and use that. And you can also do bookings and products and services. In fact, the free appointment calendar just launched this week too on Google. And I love that because it makes it so much easier. You don't have to use Calendly or anything else. And you can decide what you show your availability and how you link everything. It's just really cool. And it's already in your free personal and free personal Gmail or free Google account. Okay. So with a free Google business profile, you can now do posts. You can give people updates, give them a behind the scenes, or announce that you've got a new product in, or maybe you want to celebrate somebody who's a new team member or a team member that's been there 20 years and really rock solid person in the community that you want to celebrate and share. You might want to ask for reviews. In fact, I encourage you to understand that if you are a small business, in order for you to compete nationally, you need at least 66 5-star reviews, and a review does not count just because it's stars. It has to be 5 stars and at least 1 to 2 sentences of text underneath. If it doesn't have text underneath, then it's like that rating doesn't exist. But you need at least 65 stars. And if you're an e-commerce site, so you sell online, you need a minimum of 120 5 stars. So it's important. Plus, you can message people because people want immediate answers to questions and to reach people. And Gen Z will not get on the phone, everybody. So just give that up. A lot of millennials either. So if there's a way for them to ask you questions where they don't have to pick up the phone, but they can find out some information and get help, they're more likely to do business with you. So your next steps in the slides, you'll find that in the slide deck that I've uploaded for you. This is how you can follow along, go through the 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe this is what you're going to apply that you learned today. Now, you heard me talk a little bit about online advertising. I'm just going to touch it. So I'm not even going to show the video. I put the video in the link that I'll send out later with the replay from today. So again, if you want that replay, if you go to where the handout is, there is a sheet in there where you can leave your email address. So I'll send the replay out to you as soon as it uploads. I said it'll be in the next 1 to 4 hours. Can you get around doing video and or submitting a ticket option if those are the only options given? Oh, Amanda, great question. So what Amanda's referring to is if you are verifying your business. So you have the postcard method, you have the video method, the phone call method, which will be text or an actual call, or the email method. One of those 4 methods are the ways that they may verify. If all you have is video, so how things are weighted, I don't know, because I've seen new businesses just all of a sudden be able to get a text. I've seen long established businesses have to wait for 5 to 10 business days for the postcard, which doesn't look like a postcard. It looks like a W-2 folded in half. So a lot of people think it's junk mail and they throw it away, but they're waiting for the verification code. In the instance, Amanda, of video, if that's the only option given, that's all you have. So here's how you get, or the way you work with that is, Amanda, are you home-based? Are you by appointment, or are you a physical location? Let me know in the chat box and I can give you a little bit more direction for each of those, okay? What you can do. All right. So if we're doing online, home-based, all right, perfect. Thank you. Boy, you're fast. Let's go to that then. All right, so if you're home-based, let me explain what you need to do. Home-based, of course, you don't want to take a picture of your home. You don't want people showing up at your location. So what you'll do is you need to bring up something on your desktop, laptop, maybe even your mobile phone, or even letterhead that has your logo, your brand, something that shows your business. Take a video of that, show that video, show the video of your street sign outside, not the front of your house, street sign outside that says you're on ABC Road. So you need to do a video of that as well. That is what you're going to show. If you've got things like you've got a mobile sign on your car, so maybe you go out to see people. If you've got that, take anything that has your logo and brand in it. Now you're going to upload it. 9 out of 10 times it'll say it won't work. I'm just telling you, that's what we know. So because of that, now you're going to ask for assistance, ask for support. You cannot ask for support till you make this attempt. But once you've done that, now support can step in, Google Team support, and they can ask you, would it be better to send a text? Would you like a postcard? But until you make that attempt, it's not happening. So you do have to make that attempt, and it doesn't need to look like a halfway attempt. So don't just take a picture of yourself in the sunshine, because then they're just going to kick it back and say, oh, you need to go try this with your brand, with your street sign and all this. They'll just kick it back to you. It's a waste of time for you because it takes time to get a hold of the Google team. Make that first video and then go for support. Okay. All right. So ads do appear like this. I'm just showing this real quickly. I'm glad Amanda asked that question though, because it is a common problem. It's a known issue. There are Google ads. There is a free function within Google ads, which is the keyword planner, where you can start looking for keywords. Would it be better to just do the support instead of video? Nope. Because if you do just support, what will happen? If you've not done the video, what are they going to tell you? It's just like if you call somebody for support with a computer. Have you turned it on? Have you restarted it? They'll want the video. Exactly. That's exactly it. So if you don't do it, they're going to make you do the video, and they'll keep coming back at you. And every moment that you're waiting for them to reply delays you even longer. So the best hit that you can do is do the video already. Make your best attempt. As I said, 9 out of 10 times it will not work. Then what you need to do is then let support know, and now they can help you because they see there is an actual genuine attempt. Once they see an authentic attempt, now they can jump in and support you. Until then, the answer will be go do a video. Yep, exactly. You're very welcome. All right, so we've got Google Ads, where you can use the free keyword planner in Google Ads. And you can also use the Smart Campaign, which is Google's AI, and it'll find out exactly, it'll ask you what your goals are with an ad, and then it'll take you all the way through deciding and writing a compelling ad. It really is pretty intuitive. So if you want to do ads, this is how. I'm just showing you this because it's in the slides, but we're not going to go into detail here unless you want to, but there is a step-by-step of how to do ads. All right. The big thing here that I want you to be aware of is, if you, let me see, I don't think it's showing up right here, but you can see how the ads will show up right here. Look at the very bottom there of that screenshot where you're putting your goals, because that's the first place you'll drop whenever you go into Google Ads, is you'll say switch to expert mode. If you switch to expert mode, you will see the keyword planner under tools and settings, which looks like a little wrench. And when you do that, now you can start using the free keyword planner to see what keywords are best for you to use, even in your organic content. So you don't have to use ads at all. Now, do understand that Google Ads will keep pinging you a little box saying, put your payment information, but you don't have to put that in. You don't have to do that just to be able to use the Google keyword planner within Google Ads. You can see though here by these screenshots that it walks you through. And if you are doing any ads, I encourage you to use Smart Campaigns because it leans into Google's AI and its experience with that industry. It'll let you know some specific keyword themes that work well from its history in that industry. And you might even want to work with some of these suggested keywords that perhaps you never thought of before. Now you can decide where that ad will show up. You can also set a budget. I always go with Google's recommended budget because I am not a set it and forget it gal. I will set it at the recommended and 2 days later, go back and measure. And if I see, let's say the ad is performing well, or maybe I've got 5 ads pulling from that budget, and maybe 2 of the ads are getting a lot of impressions, right, Slim? So 50,000 views, 50,000 impressions, but nobody's clicked on my site. Compared to this one over here, only got 100 impressions, but of the 150 people clicked on my site, and of that 25 bought or left their email address, I'm going to leave the one that gets 100 on because I want people who are taking action who could be potential best customers for me than just people in general. Does that make sense? Now you can review your campaign and adjust what you're spending. So again, that's where I met. You don't set it and forget it, because if you're not measuring, you're not marketing. $1 that is spent not lifting that bottom line, or $1 or 1 minute, really, because socials, a lot of people will say socials are free and social ads are expensive. But social itself, your time is more valuable than money. So think about that. $1 or 1 minute that's not lifting the bottom line or getting you closer to your goal is $1 or 1 minute spent too much. You'll set up billing. This is if you're doing ads, but you can just ignore that if you're not doing ads and you're just going for the keyword planner. But you can see there are lots of different variations you can use there. All right, so let's go into recap and resources, because we have to recap. We have seen exactly where ads show up, organic, and where your Google business profile shows up. You also know that these are your next steps to either decide what you'd like to apply. Is it that you'd like to investigate a little bit more about trends, or you really don't know if your site loads in 1.2 seconds on a mobile device? So you need to check out if you're mobile friendly, or you've never heard of Google's library. Excuse me. And so you need to go and explore and get your site loaded into Google's library through Google Search Console. Maybe you need to start your business profile. Or maybe you're thinking, I need to take advantage of that keyword planner because I was going to buy like a planner from SEMrush or from Neil Patel or anybody. And I'm not saying those aren't great tools. Ahrefs too, great tools. But hey, I'm a bootstrap marketer. If you can get it for free or a small fee, why not? So I'm for free, right? Let's do that and get the cash flow coming. You'll find this is the money slide. If you don't want to download the slides and the link that I gave you, and you just want to take a screenshot, this is everything that I mentioned to you today, everything completely. But let's talk a little bit more here. Let's go into, let's see, before I go into this, what are you going to take action? Let me bring up, where's my friend Google Bard here? So if you've not seen Google Bard, this is what I mean is in the back end of your Google business profile writing description. Let's go to the desktop view. All right. This is Google Bard. So you can see Google Bard can go here and it can say, what do people search most when they're looking at coffee roasting? Google Bard will tell me, because Google Bard is in real time. They're looking for how to roast coffee, different types of coffee roast, coffee roasting time. Oh, that's awesome. Would you create an Instagram caption? Keep it under 2,200 characters, which is the limit for Google, for Instagram captions, about this, and ask, and so with about this with a call to action to ask question, to DM questions. Okay. So it'll go look, what can it do? So here's one that you can use. You can add a specific question or topic to your caption also. Let's say make it longer with 3 to 4 practical steps for Instagram reel caption. Okay. So that it can come up with those 3 or 4 practical steps. All right, so and I can say add emojis and 10 most popular hashtags on Instagram right now for coffee lovers and drinkers. Okay. Sometimes Bard will do this. There you go. Now I can just copy it. I can read it over to make sure it sounds right. Does it sound like me? Now I can copy and paste it and schedule it in. And let's say, okay, well, that's a great one, but can you make this into a helpful LinkedIn post? So it can do that. I can even ask it to write a blog post if I wanted to. So here's a LinkedIn post minus the emojis. LinkedIn a little bit more professional. Create 5 Twitter tweets from this. And now you can see that even as you do your description for your description of your actual business on your Google Business Profile, what Bard can do and what questions you can ask. You can even ask, what are the top 5 most frequently asked questions for your website? Okay, so that is what Bard can do for you. And again, you would add that into your actual Google Business Profile. Let me show you what that looks like here, where you'd add that at. Let me bring the desktop back. Just wanted to switch it out so you didn't have that kind of wavy look. What you'll do is you'll click here. You'll actually be in the Google account that you created your profile in. When you're in that Google account, you go to Google search, then you just search your business. You'll see it come up. Now you can go to edit profile. And you can also edit your profile here in the description. This is where you will see Google Bard will help you right in this area to write your description. Now, also know this just launched this week as well. If you click contact, you will see brand new is you can add your social profiles. So if I click here, I can add any of these profiles and make sure that gets visibility. So for those who are using your Facebook page or your Instagram shop, maybe even a Pinterest shop, so at a board as a shopping place, as opposed to having a website, you can make sure you're still seen within your Google Business Profile and maximizing the eyeballs, the 94% of the US, of the world, that goes to Google first when they want to know, go, do, or buy. Make sense when you want to reach customers online? Is this helpful to everybody? Let me know in the question box. Before we finish up, I'm happy to show you anything else as we're around in here, but you can see you can actually manage, you can create an offer, so you can create a post, you can actually read reviews, and you can respond to reviews, which is very important because people value third-party validation, and people who are lurking and just viewing what kind of person you are want to know that your personality, or your business, they want to know that you listen. Nobody wants to do business with a business that doesn't listen. So if you're not at least saying thank you for a good review, which 97% of businesses do not say thank you for a good review, if you just say thank you, you will elevate yourself to the top 3%. And that is a great way to stand out amongst your competitors with no money down. Okay. Mike, you're very welcome. Yes, should you, as the business, be putting questions and answers on your own page? Absolutely, Amanda. Oh, you're talking about best practices now. So yes, so you would add your own questions and answers, and this is why. You can actually add a question yourself, even as the owner of a business, and you can answer the question yourself. But here's how to make it really fly for you. Now you can go like your own answer. You can like your own question. You can like your own answer. It's okay for you to do that. Find 2 other Google accounts. So it can't be from your Google account, but 2 other people who will like it. And when there are 3 likes, so those are called upticks. A thumbs up is called an uptick. When there are 3 of them for an answer, now the algorithm reads it at, this is important, this needs to show up higher. Understand when people are searching now, that will show up even higher. Because remember what I said about search generative experience. I don't know if I have that to show you yet, because I saw it in some regions. I do have a VPN and I don't have it on right now, casting into a different place, because it would mess up the actual presentation and broadcast. But let me see. I'm going to go to coffee roasting. And let's see if it's going to give me, it's not giving me the search generative. So what a search generative does, let me show you this. When people also ask, when you see this here, where people also ask, search generative actually brings this up higher, and it starts bringing pictures from Google Business Profiles of who has those Q&As. So it's actually showing up really within the first 3 searches. And things you need to know. It's bringing up the definitions. So it's bringing all these up, the roasting methods. So it's bringing these all up from people's Google Business Profile. If you've done a good job with questions and answers in your Google Business Profile, if you're showing photos and videos, then you have a chance to show up here and search generative experiences. So this is just the start of it. This is not full blown, because I'm not seeing just all these videos pop up yet, but I know it's rolling out across regions, and it's going to get even more popular, because that's everything. That's where Google search is going. So it's evolved to that, just so you know. All right. Let me go back into presentation because it's really important for this part. And I want to know exactly what you plan on applying, because that's how you can make the most of your time here. And let me see, there's a question here. Is the social profiles option only being added if all platform names match? No, because you physically add it. So Amanda, it used to be before that when you would do this, you had to hope that Googlebot would go find your social platforms and would attach it to your Google business profile. And if it was a different name, like for me, if I use Maria Elena Duron, get found, got growth on Instagram, and then also Maria Speaks on Google business profile, it's never going to find me. But this has nothing to do with it because you are actually putting the links yourself now. You control that. So before this week, it was Google search had to find you. Now you control it and you put in all of those. Every one that I showed you, let me go back to that so you can see that. Every one of those that I showed you, let me go broadcast again and show you. So when you go to edit profile and you go to contact, every single one of these, you can add all, what is that? 6, 7 of them. If you have all 7 of these social profiles, add them all, and they could be Maria Speaks, Get Found, Got Growth, Maria Duron, Maria Elena Duron, Maria Coaches. It could be all of that. It does not have to be the same name whatsoever because you control this now, okay? Which is what I love. I love that you have the ability to control that now because I think we've all been wanting that for a really, really long time. I'm going to model for you some good behavior here. If I have been helpful to you, if you found this information important, I would love a review. You don't have to give one, but I would be grateful for one. So for you, I'm modeling the fact if you've given great service or a great product, ask, because most people don't ask, so they don't get the reviews if they don't ask, right? Let's see. Okay, well, I answered that question. I just wanted to make sure I got to you, Amanda. And then if this is where you want to connect with me outside of here and you want to connect on socials, then feel free to do that because I love to celebrate whatever you applied. So I love to do virtual gift dances and give you attaboys and props and share you within my stories and feeds when you have really applied what you learned. And if you want to ask me questions outside of here, this is where you can find my office hours. You have the wonderful, amazing Grow Nebraska team to lean on. Should you need any support, they're right there. And what I love about them is they have experiences working with local people, local firms, local consultants, local agencies, so they can give you a great recommendation and a reference to somebody should you need help. And I'm all about doing business locally. But if you just want to say, hey, I would like somebody to walk me through this, I'd like a quick video, I'd like to ask questions, or Maria, how does this work? I will do that for you here at office hours. And I've opened that up for you just because we're here today. It will be closing up again, but I wanted to open it up to you in case you have questions. This is where you can reach me. All right. All right. Any questions before we finish up here? We've got a couple minutes before top of the hour. I do want to be respectful of everybody's time. Oh, you're very welcome, Slim. So take notes. As an up-and-coming owner, I will hope this is a great thing to have, but a horrible strategy. And you're here. Perfect. I'm so glad to hear that. That is so awesome. If you want to go here to this site, google.com/grow, you can find out what other sessions I can do for you, what other trainings, and then just get with Grow Nebraska, and they will bring me back as they have because they've been wonderful partners and they truly, truly care and invested in your success. So again, thank you to Grow Nebraska. I'm excited and I'm here for questions. If you have any, Slim, thank you for your feedback. I'm so glad I was helpful to you in a way that you felt you could apply this, because a lot of this, sometimes people get into technical speak, and when you're being butcher, baker, and candlestick maker, taking care of customers, you don't have time to figure out all this. You need to know what works and then just be able to apply it, right? Amanda, you're very welcome. Bye, 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 Slim. Bye, bye, bye. Thank you again. All right. Anybody else? Any questions? I'm glad I was helpful. Thank you. Anyone else? All right, Zoe, if you could close us out, I'm going to go ahead and stop the share and throw it back to you.
Yes, of course. Well, as always, huge thank you, Maria, for feeding us more knowledge. We truly appreciate getting to work with you. It's always wonderful. I always look forward to the first Wednesday of the month. And of course, thank you to our live attendees and to those of you watching the recording. Of course, without our sponsors, our presenters, and our viewers, none of this would be possible. If you have any questions, you can contact me at zoe@grownebraska.org, or feel free to give our store a call, and any of the Grow Nebraska team members would be happy to assist you. We have some awesome upcoming trainings for the rest of September. So our next one will be the third Thursday, September 21st. And that's actually with Troy, who is our keynote speaker for Market Tech. So we're going to give him a little showing before Market Tech arrives. And he's going to cover digital marketing insurgency, the rise of smart marketing protocols and AI, which I know you talked about AI. So that is live on the website, and you can go ahead and get registered right after you hop off this. Then our next one is September 28th, and that's going to cover the Square ecosystem. So if you have a Square website, he's going to be talking about the ins and outs of Square and all the tools they have to offer you. So be sure to tune into that one as well. And feel free to scan this QR code to go directly to the upcoming training tab, or you can visit grownebraska.org, and you can actually see all the other trainings we have up all the way into like February, I think. So yeah, you can get registered early and it will send you a reminder, and you won't have to worry about it down the road. And then, like Maria said, we love Google reviews, so feel free to scan this QR code and let us know how we're doing. We love reading them, and we truly appreciate any review that is left. And then save the date for Market Tech Conference 2024. Maria will be there live and in stereo, so you can meet her in person. And she's actually going to be feeding us more knowledge live as well. And that is February 29th. We have not yet announced all the speakers, except I guess I did just announce Maria, but I say it every webinar. So be on the lookout for more information about Market Tech Conference. And you can visit markettechconference.com, and we'll be announcing some things on there as well as our social media. So we look forward to seeing you at our next webinar as well as Market Tech. And a huge thank you to all of you, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.
Thank you, Zoe.
Thank you.